We thought about, so these are also not the final materials because we still need to dye them. These are, I don't know if you want to take them or that you can have a better look. We went a lot on straps. So the top here will be out of exactly this fabric, and it's going to be like a loop. So it's thicker and it will be just draped around the body because of the whole no bra thing. So you can actually see, we don't know what because we have to drape it, but it will be a lot of skin. And for the bottom part, we came up with the corset idea underneath the breasts, also because it's not covered with the bra, exactly. So we're gonna have because we wanted it to be really stiff, otherwise you will not get this shape. So this is why we're gonna use the basket, and we will attach it on a lining of this kind of fabrics.
No, more like this one, right?
Yeah, that we need to dye.
And like this color.
Yeah, we're going to dye the fabric tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And this was the underneath part for the blanket look that we don't have anymore, because that was kind of like with the protection and
The
feeling
safe
safe.
haven idea, but that is not really in the concept anymore.
So now we try,
So we're not going to do it.
because the branding concept now is not about safe haven anymore. It's more about, I don't know, partying, celebration.
Yeah,
so we will still keep the idea, but we will not make it in like a heavy blanket. We will translate it into something more light, and even because our whole concept now also with the other looks is a bit with like technology and energy. So this is what we wanted to talk about now, or maybe after we all talked about it, to see if we can make it with cables or even light chains. We thought about that. Something that maybe even a little installation that you have like lights coming, you know.
Something that moves on the
That's
light
what I
enough.
thought as well,
It's
that
light
it
enough.
was light
Yeah.
and it's really deep, but we don't know if we can have something like this with batteries, because of course we need batteries, because we can't have like cables coming out.
You can hide them inside somewhere. Maybe
Batteries are no problem, but then we need to see if we can find something that moves on music, because that could be cool.
Or it moves at all, because most of the lights are. Yeah, we have to find a moving light. Yeah, a blinking light.
There is a lot of
Yeah. So that was the first look. What we need to come up. Yeah, we need to come up with the other things. Then we have this one technique that Suzanne came up with. It's that we will cut the plastic, of course, because we want to use the plastic, and we make it in squares.
With like these ones.
Exactly with.
It's like a disco shimmer.
Yeah.
We also have,
And it's like the honeycomb shape.
Yeah.
we
as
also
well,
have like
as a
real
primer.
silver glitter over it, biodegradable silver glitter.
So it will really be like a glittery disco kind of effect on the plastic, and
I
yeah,
was gonna throw it, but I don't think it will work.
you can give it around. But yeah, and we need to see how we hold it together with like the rings.
There are smaller rings, right?
Yeah, there was like this small or this. There was no between,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
there was no between. We were in the store
For a long time.
for a long time.
Yeah.
So this piece can also talk about the sharing energy. It's like
We imagined it
Yeah.
as like solar, like that takes the light and the heat and stuff like this.
And the glitter will actually take the light, of course, because you can only see its glitter when you're moving.
So it's this with the reflecting dots and the glitter.
This will only be
But
on
only
some
a
of
few.
them.
Oh,
Like not
yeah,
all
a
of
few,
them.
not on all of them.
Because it will be this dress, it will be probably, we haven't decided on a shape, because also with this holes and the rings you can decide, you can take some away, you can put them on, maybe a bit asymmetrical, so it's really like with the move.
Isn't this sharp?
We're gonna cut the corners.
Yeah.
But it's also no. I was gonna say it's technically like an overdress, but
But it's not an
Yeah.
overdress.
but for us it's not an overdress, so we will have
But
to
like
cut it
for
down.
this area, for example, we will put the things on it. So this is a bit more covered. And underneath, though, we will make like this like typical disco shorts out of the blue. And
Blue or another color?
in blue. And then this plastic silvery dress on top. And then we thought, because that's a bit like that, the main focus will be on the pants. So we thought about a headpiece, because that was really like often used in the disco area. And also the tribe has like this.
We were thinking about using beads for the face part.
Yeah, we need to think about the jewelry
Yeah.
situation.
For sure.
Yeah.
We're thinking about making our own beads, but we're going to see if that works.
on paper.
Yeah, from paper, so you get the colorful beads.
So that's the second outfit, and the third one is the male one. The body, the upper part will also just be covered as a with jewelry, and the pants will be the flared pants, but with laced together here, and we will use again this method to like. It's a bit hard to explain if you don't see it.
To put over it.
Imagine it if it's open here and it's laced, so you have rings here that hold the lace. So we thought about having these things going around on the inner part of the leg, so but also just connected to 2 rings, so it's kind of like free and it also just follows the shape. So it kind of comes back to
It's
this
beautiful
one.
for moving.
Yeah.
For a dance.
So the target group, we changed it a little bit. It's too bad Anka is already gone. Yeah. So we changed it a little bit. It used to be like the innocent rebel, but we decided that the rebel part was maybe a bit too strong and it didn't really fit. So the part that we kind of dropped out was the activist part. So she is actually working a lot for the environment and to make the world a better place, but she's not necessarily like an activist about it. She's just taking care about it on her own time. Like she's doing what she can, but she's not gonna be protesting because she ain't got time for that. So we called her now. How do we call her? We called her the overstructured, the disciplined be-gooder. That was it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. So the disciplined be-gooder, because we wanted to say that she was disciplined and like always putting herself like in restrictions, like I have to do this, I have to do that, because I want to be good for the environment. So that's where it came from, the disciplined be-gooder. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Did you guys get it all? Like, basically, in really short, she's a person that wants to do very good, and that because of that restricts herself from enjoying and actually going out and having fun. That was it for that group.
So, and then we're looking for the new why, how, and what. So, the why is we want to allow the innocent rebels to have fun and still do good for the environment. So that's about the target group. How, induce and share kinetic energy by partying, which is self-sufficient celebration. And what? Fashion is a tool to induce energy while celebrating. And then we made a vision and a mission out of that. The vision is celebration for a change. And the mission is fashion as a tool to induce energy and encourage movement while celebrating. And then we have 3 values. Rhapsody, altruism, and unleash. But we have to see if unleash still works because of the straps.
Yeah, I think it will maybe look better to use unleashed on an outfit that's pretty naked with leash shapes.
Yeah.
So, but, I think it's more clear now. It's just one concept and not like.
We really worked with the feedback we
Yeah.
got this morning, and we focused more on the celebrating part and the celebrating and sustainability, except from all the other thoughts we had, and got together, and it was too much. It was just too much. And if we have the why is the fun, the how is the altruism, and the what is the sharing.
Energy.
Oh, and the kinetic energy, and the safe haven is in there because she is willing to do good, and she's with other people who want to do good, and there's a place where they can do that and have fun. So that's the safe haven. The safe haven is still there, but I think we don't have to mention that anymore.
I like it.
I think it's very safe because they got it safe.
Presentation of concept. They got it safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's really out there.
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah, and we thought of not a place, but you could think of a club that's on the roof of a building, and you only have light if you're dancing. You only have music when you're dancing. You only can connect with other people if you're dancing, and if you're not, you can. But we think that should be okay. But maybe you can make more energy than you use. So you can give the energy to the building or the neighborhood, the Belmer or something, and then everybody does it with a reason, and that connects people. We thought something like that is more like a sort of...
so you do good while you're having fun.
Yeah, that's
Doing
it.
good is not about being serious. So.
And that's the role of our brand.
Yeah, because now you have to make to compromise, because she said, I want to go to South Africa, but I have to go by plane, so...
Yeah.
It's going to be France with the bike, and we should think of a lifestyle which includes fun and the lifestyle that doesn't
pollute.
yeah.
We actually just made a design thingy too, designer. maybe we were talking about light bulbs that were like blinking for the illumination. Maybe we can make some sort of belt under a very fluid dress or coat or something, so the light illuminates in the coat, so you can like see an illuminating piece of clothing.
No, I know what we can figure about it.
Yeah.
Because the energy comes from the inside. no?
Also cool for the
Yeah.
like
because the people make energy, but they also get energy out of it.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a kind of visuous,
Like a positive circle, how do you call
Positive
this?
Circular.
Like vicious cycle is the bad one, and the good one is the other one.
Think
Yeah.
about another way to show that
The camera goes from the feet to the body. So first you see the feet walking, because that's exactly how it is in the movie, and then the camera goes up and you see the face. And then the camera goes up to the sky. So you see, probably it's going to be cloudy, so hopefully just gray. Yeah, and then it goes back and we see a shot from the face. And we go into the eye, and then we see black, and we're probably going to put something in, but we don't know yet. Camera goes back and focuses on her face, the camera zooms in on the eye, we hear a voice over speaking out her thoughts. And we got the thoughts from the Swedish girl that did the speech we saw in the introduction. And she said things like, we have to speak clearly no matter how uncomfortable that may be. You always talk about moving forward with the same bad ideas that got us into this mess. I do not care about being popular, I care about climate justice and a living planet. There is still time to act for a living planet. So if solutions within this system are impossible to find, then maybe we should change the system itself. Change is coming, whether you like it or not, power is to the people. So we're thinking about something like this, not exactly to copy it, but maybe to see what her thoughts can be. And then the camera zooms back out to her face, and then out to where she's standing in the middle of this field, and I think we're gonna keep that for a little, so it's a bit of an empty and awkward feeling. And then we see her falling backwards, and then she falls into the club. So we're gonna see how we're going to do it, but it's possible. And then we see two friends already in the club, and they're dancing, so the lights are on. But when she steps in, the lights go brighter because she's also stepping in and dancing, so you get more energy. And then they dance on the music together, and then on one point they stop dancing, and then the lights turn off, and that's the end of the movie.
Cool. Nice.